Fox business contributor Lara Trump. Great to see you in person.
Thank you,
Thanks
David.
for
You
being
too.
here. So the biggest decline in 50 years. This is extraordinary. We knew it was going to be bad, but not this bad. What do we do about it?
Well, I mean, I think we need to start focusing on things that actually prepare our children for the future, because unfortunately, you look around the country at so many of these schools, and I think it was only due to the COVID pandemic. I think the silver lining being we now could see as parents what the kids were actually learning in school. And we found out that it was a lot of woke ideology, whether critical race theory, whether focusing on things like pronouns, making sure people's feelings didn't get hurt instead of reading, writing, science, and making sure that our kids were meeting basic standards in school. And we know that that's not happening.
Yeah.
And it is much worse, I think, than most people ever would have predicted. And sadly, I think whenever you read further, you find out that the kids that were already struggling to begin with were hurt the most during this COVID pandemic time.
Absolutely. Yep. And Bill Bennett, who used to be Secretary of Education, came out with a wonderful idea earlier in the day. First of all, he said you got to get rid of all this woke crap, his word, and this is what he suggests we do. Roll tape.
I'm calling for a Marshall Plan. I'm happy to call it Marshall Plan for the schools, kindergarten through 3, reading and math. Nothing else. Reading and math.
Pretty radical, but at the same time, we're in deep trouble right now, and we need something radical to straighten it out. Does he have a right idea here?
I mean, I think we need to consider something in that direction for sure. You look at how far we've fallen as a country. We're 25th in education in the world in the United States, and guess who is number 1? It's China. If anyone is looking right now and really excited to see how far behind our students have fallen, believe me, it's China. They're hoping to take over as the superpower of the world. They're doing it in many ways, and one of them is they really are educating their children well, and they're watching America fail to do it for our kids. We are going to have an entire generation coming up in America that is fully unprepared. They will be fully reliant on the government, and if you ask people who are socialists, maybe that is the intention and maybe that is the goal, but it is never the right thing to do. It is terrible to think that anyone would ever jeopardize the future of our country, especially the kids.
Well, meanwhile, despite the fact that we spent $200 billion on K through 12 education with all these COVID relief bills, the most amount coming from the Biden administration, we have a teacher shortage. So where the heck did it's not for lack of money, but the money is being very badly spent. The education lobby as a whole is so filled now with bureaucrats and administrators who have nothing to do with the basics of teaching. So I think the money that it's not a matter of not having money because we spent $200 billion. It's where it's being spent. And frankly, I don't know where it's being spent. Do you?
You mean you don't think that when the government gives all this money away, they don't have a perfect plan, David? I don't understand. Well, of course.
I'm skeptical. Forgive me.
Yeah, of course, no one knows what happened to all that money. But you look throughout the pandemic and, gosh, what did we see happen? We saw how difficult remote learning was for kids. But then think about being a teacher and having to teach in some places for 2 years remotely. That was very challenging. You also had the Biden administration, don't forget, coming out and in many different parts of America, one of them actually being with teachers as well, saying if you aren't vaccinated, then maybe we should consider laying off some employees. So we are in this position now that was made by the Biden administration, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and not different, no different than defunding the police. And now they're backtracking and say, wait a minute, we need to fund. Here we are again, and they're saying, wait, we have a solution. Again, it's a problem they created.
I would disagree a little bit in saying it wasn't the Biden administration who made the decision. It was the teachers' unions. The teachers' unions made the decision, even regarding medical matters. I mean, they were the ones that took over the CDC decision to keep the schools shut. So, I mean, they have taken so much control, and frankly, I don't think they have the best interests. And even if they did, parents should have choice. The whole idea of school choice, I think, is really being given a thorough review right now. It wouldn't, and particularly for the poor people. Wealthy people can afford to send their kids wherever they want. Poor people don't have that choice, but they should, right?
They absolutely should. And you actually look at the number of people that have started to homeschool their kids. That has gone through the roof. We've seen that happen in record numbers because people realize that these schools are failing our kids, and no parent in America should ever have to make a decision to send their child to a school that is failing. So yes, choice is something that every parent in America should have for their child. You should be able to decide if we're spending X amount of money per pupil in America. be able to spend that wherever you deem the best place for your child.
You know, it's funny you say that. There was a mayor in a very Democratic city, I think it was 70 to 80% Democratic, Jersey City in New Jersey, who won an election. He was a Republican. He won the election in a Democratic city with a bumper sticker saying, the school system spends $20,000 a year educating your kid. If you had that money, couldn't you do a better job with it? And in New York, it's $30,000 per kid. I mean, you talk to parents, you say, would you rather have them administer the money or you? 90% of them would say you. So why shouldn't the Republicans pick this up as a major platform?
Well, I think a lot of them have. Look, my father-in-law, when he was president, talked about this quite a bit, that he was a champion of school choice. He thought it was something that every parent should be able to decide for their child. Yes. And I hope we see more people pick up the mantle and run. And quite frankly, if they don't, after the numbers that we saw come out as to where our kids are in America, it is shameful. We have to change course because the future of America depends on it.
And I just held up an article from The Hill that says Biden administration partners with job firms to address teacher shortage. Now, I'm glad they're talking to job firms, but again, I just think of more money being given to the education lobby that clearly have shown they don't have the best interest of our kids in mind.
Yeah, of course not. It's just amazing to see how the answer to everything is throw more money at it. We are in a problem as it is right now with inflation, with national debt, and yet we've seen that historically you add more money to the problem, it doesn't solve the problem. I don't think this will be any different.
Lara Trump, great to see you. Thank you
you
so much for being here in person.
Yeah.